to bring in another substitute to give him a run, because they are in control of this Leinster semi-final, as Joe Canning adds yet another point from a 65. That's 3 65s. He's hit straight over the crossbar. Leinster will do this all day for you. Well, as Shane Dooley stands over this sliotar, Offaly haven't scored in over 17 minutes of action. At least that statistic has now changed. And he now has scored a goal and 6 points, Shane Dooley, out of their tally of 111. Sean Ryan going to come on for Offaly from the Burr Club, and going off is Cathal Parland.
Well, Galway still operating with two men inside. David Burke is inside now with Joe Canning in the inside full forward line, and Damien Hayes out on the half forward line, Marty, and they seem to be going with this tactic for the last 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So
looks like Brendan Murphy was the player that was taken off there, and not Cathal Parland, but Offaly changed their attack. Sean Ryan is definitely in, as that ball is sent in that general vicinity. Here is Cathal Parland trying to break down, to try and bury it. Double scores at the moment, 4-16 to 111, 28 to 14, as you can see on top of your screen. So that needs to change dramatically. Here comes the shot off the post. Johnny Cohen is there, sliotar in hand, gets it out just a little bit. Offaly keep the pressure on. Back there too is Damien Hayes, the corner forward, all the way down to another corner forward, Conor Cooney. Quick ball, trying to expose this Offaly defence. Rory Hannafy covers well, gives it far as Chris McDonald. McDonald down the centre, ball given away so easily by Offaly. Cyril Donlan. Over across field was Andy Smith. Good anticipation on this occasion by Derek Morgan, one of the scorers for Offaly in the first half. Ball bypasses Shane Dooley, but it's Offaly that's still in possession with Sean Ryan, but he miscues, and it's well wide. Three is a poor one, easily gathered by Leinster. James Rigney continues to impress at left half back. Well won back by Colin Egan, making a little bit of space for himself, and that's a good score. It's the second of the match.
Nice score there by Colin Egan, but the striking on both sides there was very poor, and Italian trying to hit the ball right across the field under pressure and gobbled up by Offaly, and you'll only get goal chances for a split second.
David Burke steps away from the challenge of Chris McDonald. Nice low ball for Cyril Donlan. There's more trouble. It's Jonathan Glenn hitting a shot, and he misses it. And James Dempsey sighs with relief, because this was a straight 1-on-1. Jonathan Glenn went for the bottom left-hand corner, but it went outside the post.
And if you notice, Marty, is the trajectory that he ran through. He ran slightly to the right to put it onto his left hand, but he'd have been better, advised if he had run straight at the keeper and just knocked past him, because but James Dempsey, excellent save down low to his right hand side, and that's a difficult save to make, but Glenn will be disappointed with himself that he didn't crack that. But a beautiful through ball from Cyril Donlan.
Fine save by James Dempsey, just obviously got a touch to it, as Jonathan Glenn went for that bottom left-hand corner. Another 65 for Joe Canning. And the result, the same. 9 points for Joe Canning.
465s, Marty, that must be.
Brendan Murphy and James Rigney. Back out for Tanyan again, pulled on first time by Brendan Murphy. Ball for Shane Dooley to try and win with Fergal Moore. Fair shoulder by Moore, still Dooley, back outside. A chance here, and it is a pretty good effort. A brilliant goal. Off the stick of Derek Malloy. Just what the game needed, and just what Offaly needed.
Yeah, well, when they watch this again, Joe Canning was the nearest man to him, and he left him completely free, and Derek Malloy, when he got the ball, he took a chance, and a great ball right into the top corner, and not much the keeper could have done about it.
John
Step closer.
Simple tap over for Shane Dooley.
He's with that good work rate and you know, two excellent points. A bit wasteful, I think, when deliveries forward in the second half particularly, but did well overall.
Joe Bergen sends this straight between the posts. You have to admire the Offaly lads. They are not giving up. They continue to pile on the pressure. Every chance they get, they're going to have a go at James Skehill's goal post, and that's a good one by Joe Bergen, reducing Galway's lead just a little bit. Jonathan Glenn in the centre, waiting for it. Pike Harron, and that's another good point by Galway.
Simple tap over again for Joe Canning.
Yellow card as well for James Rigney, the left half back for Offaly, as Joe Canning.
They're going to sleep or not, but the Galway half back then are giving Offaly, you know, a metre or a metre and a half of space, and you can't do that to the top team. So, you know, when you come up playing against them.
Shane Dooley went for the goal.
Yeah, but that just shows the lack of concentration as well. It wasn't a particularly well struck ball or anything like that. He just, you know, from the side of the goal, no one really on the line. Watch it here again, O'Marty.
He hit it well. It seemed to ricochet into the back of the net.
They won't be playing Offaly every day. They'll be playing some top-class team, and you know, you'll have to tighten up. Good score there, but you'll have to tighten up with your defence, particularly your half-back then, and give nothing away if you want to progress in this championship.
James Regan gets his first point, and a good response again by Galway. David Burke over for Andy Smith, taking the challenge again to Offaly. On the run, but this time right and wide. Galway, by the way, have shot 8 wides, but when you look at the scoreboard and it's 4:21, in terms of taking their chances, they certainly have passed the test. But Offaly, to their great credit, not giving up. And here comes Sean Ryan. They keep running at this Galway defence. Comes back outside, a chance here for Joe Bergen, floating one in. Easy ball on this occasion for James Skehill. Finds Tony O'Gregan. Belts it down towards Damien Hayes. Coming across is Rory Hannafy. James Rigney. A little bit of pressure from Jonathan Glenn. Chris MacDonald. Not getting any great distance underneath it. Cathal Parlin was hovering, but Fergal Moore was the one that came away with the slither. Down again towards Jonathan Glenn, who's played well, it must be said, since he was introduced. Outside far as David Burke, and that is over the bar. Good score by David Burke, and he now has contributed a goal and a point. Quick puck out far as Rory Hannafy. Tony O'Gregan. Derek Morgan is there all alone. Sends it down the wing towards Kevin Brady. In towards the corner. Johnny Cohn knocks it away. That's a sideline ball for Offaly.
Yeah.
Bring these over the bar. Goes for the short pass. Canning gets it back. And almost with a nice, easy golf stroke, puts that over the bar. And Galway are home and hosed. They've been for quite a while.
Yeah, nice little variation there, you know, short sideline back.
Damien Hayes trying to get away from James Rigney. Joe Canning is inside. Nicely flicked over, and good work by Chris MacDonald. James Dempsey gets a touch to it. Going after it is David Glennon. Comes back outside towards Conor Hernan. It's the qualifier route, as Donald O'Grady said. At half-time, Galway led by 10 points, 4-11 to 110. In the second half, it was all Galway, and with goals by David Glennon, it ensured that Galway are in the Leinster final. Full-time score from O'Moore Park, Portlaoise. It's Galway 5 goals, 23 points. Offaly 3 goals, 15.
It's another step up again for us the next either Dublin or Kilkenny, but we have the players and we're well able for it, and it's a big experience for quite a lot of them, and we're delighted how they've come through.
For us coming into the game, I think we needed the kind of start that they got and to build them any kind of hope that we would have had coming into the game, but that didn't turn around. But in credit to our lads, we got it back to a point before half time, and I think it was just the scores before half time really kind of gave them that cushion again for the second half, and really we just found that hill too hard to climb in the second half.
We're very sloppy at times in the middle third with the ball in the second half, and Offaly put it to the sword, scored a couple of goals out of that. So we have to tidy up on that and tidy up at the back as well. But look at we get down to training Tuesday night and analyse those things. We'll enjoy this win first.
Yeah, and so you see their reward for that. Do you think they benefited a lot from today's game?
Well, I think it's a big morale boost. Obviously, at this stage last year they played Dublin in the semi-final and only scored 2-7, and you were saying, where's Galway hurling going? So Anthony's come in. They've had a big win, big score again today, 5 goals and 23 points they racked up. Serious score. And, when you think about it, that qualifies them not just for a Leinster final, but an All-Ireland quarter-final. And clearly they haven't been in the All-Ireland semi-final in the last number of years. That now puts them one step away from silverware in Leinster and one step away from an All-Ireland semi-final, which is really where they want to play. So, and yet they've loads to work on. I mean, they conceded 4-12 the last day against Westmeath, conceded 3-15 again today. I think if they stay conceding scores like that, they have a lot to work on in their defence. I'm not sure they have a set look about them yet. But from their point of view tonight, they're exactly where they'd want to be, with a good bit to work on Leinster final in a few weeks' time.
Eddie, as a forward, you would have appreciated it was like a dream start. You couldn't have even dreamt the start they had.
Yeah, for Conor Cooney, I mean, the first 2 balls in, 2 great finishes out of him. But I suppose at the start of a match, it's all about concentration. We talk about Ireland and the soccer. Being really tuned in and not conceding early on. And I think it was more maybe a mistake with David Kenny, probably for the first one, maybe let the ball in behind him.
The question is, when the pressure comes on, what's in it? We'll only find out that in the Leinster final.
Well, we'll chat about their Leinster final opponents in a moment, but first let's reveal our GA man of the match from the day. It was the choice of Donal O'Grady, and he selected Galway's wing forward Cyril Donnellan.
Delighted to get the win, and I suppose a few goals early on was a big help to us, and we probably went over it a couple of stages just before half time and after half time, and the game went a bit flat. And look, we're just delighted to get the win, and 3 weeks to work to a Leinster final now, and that's really, we aimed at the start of summer to get to that, and it's the easiest route to the All-Ireland series, and that's what we're working towards. You are the man of the match, and it's another Galway great who's here to present you with your award. Representing Etihad today, that was Joe Cooney. Well done.
All right, well done to Cyril. Now they're playing either Kilkenny or Dublin next Saturday. Huge game, Portlaoise. Eddie?
I'd be very loyal to my own lads, definitely. They have to. I think they'll win it, but I hope to God they're really tuned in. This is Dublin's opportunity, I think, if ever they're going to get a chance.
Dermot?
I don't suffer from any loyalty to Kilkenny.